Hello and welcome to another video and podcast from Fantasy Football Scout. My name is Joe and once again I'm joined by Neale, Fantasy Football Scout's editor, to look ahead for the latest team news and developments. We're looking ahead for Game Week 20. I have to remind myself what game week it is because of the busy fixture schedule. Neale, welcome. How are you?
It's bad, Joe. Yeah, I've been away this afternoon, unfortunately, and I left team news in the capable hands of Mark.
Hmm.
So I'm going to try and round up what he has written on the site. I covered the six yesterday on site as well. So
Okay.
I'm finding out this stuff as newly as some of the viewers are.
Okay, rightio. Just before we crack on, do remember to press that like button, does help us out, and do remember to subscribe, keep up to date with our latest videos and podcasts, and do check out latest membership offers at Fantasy Football Scout to help you climb up your rankings. Welcome all those joining us early in the live chat: Mohit, J77 Lag, Mohammed, FPL Lucho, Jason, Trust, John, Sakan, John, and many, many more. Thanks so much, and thanks for your patience because we're a little delayed today. Okay, let's move straight on. Tottenham against Newcastle. So what is the latest from Spurs?
Well, as if the injury crisis couldn't get any worse, they lost a Destiny Udogie this week. Hamstring injury that's going to sideline him for at least 6 weeks out.
Mm-hmm.
They do get Jed Spence back from suspension, so he's a sort of straight swap at left back. But Bentancur is banned. So on top of that, they've also got Romero, Van der Ven, Davies, and Vicario out. Richarlison and Moore are the next ones to return, but it won't be this week. That is, I think, next week. Postecoglou's here, so probably the FA Cup weekend. And then Odebear is a long-term injury as well, so quite a lengthy list.
Okay, rightio. And as for Newcastle, what is the latest there? We might see one of their stalwarts of the back line last season back this game.
Yeah, Sven Botman has been out for, I think, around about 10 months. And he's been back in training a while, I think the beginning of December. And we expected him to be in the matchday squad in and around Christmas. He then got an illness, which sort of delayed him a little bit, but it sounds like it's imminent. Howe said he's got a decision to make in terms of team selection. If he's in the squad, it's because he's fit and available. So it's not quite a full green flag yet, but he's close. Fabian Schär is suspended, which might hasten the need for Botman, even though it's not his side of the back four. I suspect he'll still go with Kelly and Byrne because Kraft and Lascelles are out as well, and they're possible deputies. They're still injured. Nick Pope's still out as well, so Dubravka's safe for the time being, not yet fully training. And Callum Wilson is, of course, out as well.
Okay, right, yeah. Well, let's move swiftly on. Aston Villa against Leicester. So, what is the latest from Villa? Quite a few suspensions.
Yeah, they do get one back in the form of Matty Cash, just a one-match ban for him, but they've lost a more popular FPL pick in Morgan Rogers. Again, just a one-match suspension, 5 bookings. He fell at the final hurdle, unfortunately, Game Week 19, so he's out of this one. John Duran is out still as well, so this is the second game of his 3-match ban. The third game is the FA Cup round. However, he has been charged by the FA for his reaction to the sending off, so he might get further punishment on top of that. Torres is the one injury absentee. He has broken his metatarsal, so he's going to be out for around about 2 months. Diego Carlos is shorter term, but he won't be back for tomorrow. And Philogene out as well, so it looks like Mings and Konsa at the back, at centre half, and then Cash and probably Dini flanking him.
Okay, right. Yeah, sorry, the screen has temporarily gone, so I'll just come back again. And as for Leicester, what's the latest there?
Yeah, one of the 6 I covered yesterday on the site. They have still got Hermanson out. He's going to be out for at least another couple of weeks yet. Jordan Ayew's back from a ban. Wout Faes could return, or he hasn't been playing anyway. He's a possibility. But apart from that, they've still got McAteer, Fatau, Ndidi, Pereira, and I think that's it. Hermanson is the 5th who are out.
Okay, right, Joe. Let's move swiftly on to Bournemouth against Everton. What's the latest from Bournemouth? Their penalty taker will be back. We know that because he was just suspended for 1 game.
Yeah, Justin Kluivert, it was, again, a yellow card ban. They'll get him back, and they'll also get Tyler Adams back as well. He had a very small muscle injury last weekend and missed out, but he's available. But they are still missing Alex Scott, Araujo, Senesi, Sinistera, Smith, and Tavernier.
Oh, rightio. Okay. And as for Everton as well, I'm very nervously benching my Bournemouth defender this week, and that's going to come back and hurt me because Everton are without one of their main creators this week.
Dwight McNeil, he has been out for a little while, and most weeks it's been touch and go. But it's not even as good as that this week. It's unlikely. Dyche said he's doubtful that he'll make the weekend. It's not settling as quickly as they hoped. It's like this niggly knee issue, so looks like he was going to miss out. And they're also missing three others. That's Coleman, Garner, and Eric Boonham.
Rightio. Okay, let's move swiftly on to a London game, Crystal Palace against Chelsea. What is the latest from Crystal Palace as they prepare to face the West London side?
Yeah, they get Mark Gahey back from suspension. Although it's one in, one out on the centre half front because Chalobah is ineligible. He's on loan from Chelsea, so he can't feature. Will Hughes is a new addition to the injury list. He was actually out last weekend, but he recovered. But not this time. He's not going to recover for this one. He has stitches at the top of his foot, so it's too swollen and too painful to wear a boot, according to Glasner. So he joins Adam Wharton and Matheus Franca on the injury list.
Okay. Any Reece James news from Chelsea?
There certainly is. Yeah, he was present on the bench last weekend against Ipswich on Monday night, whenever it was. But he's not only back in the squad. There could be game time coming. Maresca said tomorrow we can give him minutes of some variety, whether that's a start, whether it's a substitute. Fafana could be out for the season, though, on the flip side. And Badiashile still out. Dewsbury Hall still out. Lavia not quite back. He's on the grass, but he's not. He said he was very close. So he's the next one to recover. And Mudryk, of course, is provisionally suspended as well by the FA after that positive drugs test.
Rightio. Okay, let's move on to Manchester City against West Ham. What's the latest from Man City? There have been quite a few injuries at the moment. Obviously, that's affected their form. But what's the latest?
Yeah, Pep says he expects a similar squad to last Sunday. So they had 6 out for that. Diaz, Edison, Nunes, Stones, and Rodri and Bob, the longer-term ones. I think Nunes has been pictured in training, but it sounds like they're not going to have a radical change of fortunes on the team's front, other than maybe him.
Okay, rightio. As for West Ham, though, if you've got one of their goalkeepers, you might be in trouble.
Yes, Fabianski, as suspected, we did think he was concussed. He was taken off as a concussion substitution in game week 18 it was, and he missed out in game week 19. And because these games are coming so thick and fast, he'll miss another game because of the concussion protocol. I think it's 10 days in total. So he'll be back for game week 21, but he won't feature against City. Neither will Antonio, of course, after that car accident, and neither will Jarrett Bowen. If you've missed this, he is ruled out for considerable period, I think, with a fractured foot. Lopetegui didn't put a timeline on it, but he did say he's going to be out in the next matches. And I have seen reports of several weeks for this.
Okay.
So he's definitely red flagged. They do get 2 players back from suspension, Rodriguez and Souček.
Okay, I can't. Well, I no longer have Rico Lewis in my side, but this could be a Rico Lewis clean sheet if West Ham are without Bowen. But having said that, knowing him and his period in my team,
he'll find a way.
He'll find a way to concede and get 1 point and get booked as well. Southampton against Brentford. What's the latest from Southampton?
Jewish said that they've got no fresh injury concerns. They were without Flynn Downs last weekend with a dead leg, and they were going to assess him in training today to see if it was possible to get him in the game. Fernandez will miss out. Matheus Fernandez, he's suspended. Smallbone has been seen back in training. He's been out for some time, so he could be recovering soon. But they still got Stevens, Larios, Stewart, and Bazunu on the injury list.
Okay, rightio. And as for Brentford, is this going to be quite a short one?
Yes, it's same as. So Fabio Carvalho missed out last weekend with a groin issue. Wednesday was actually, sorry, not last weekend. It was a late game. He's unlikely to feature. And that's the best prognosis out of a lot of them. The other ones are ruled out. So that's Ben Mee, Pinnock, Aya, Thiago, Nunes, Henry, Hickey, and De Silva. One bit of good news is that they recovered Flecken, Vandenberg, and Jensen in midweek, and none of them have had any kind of recurrences of injuries.
Good stuff. My side, Brighton, take on Arsenal. On present form, this means we'll probably win this one because we keep losing and drawing against teams lower than us in the table. We don't have Neale Maupay for this one, unfortunately. But who else do Brighton have?
You might have Hinchelwood back. Hurtela said he's close, but that's not necessarily fully fit. Webster has been back in training for a little while, so he may be involved as a substitute, almost certainly at best. But Hurtela otherwise says the injury situation remains the same. So he confirmed that Welbeck was still out. Same with Kadioglu, who I think since undergone surgery, and Evan Ferguson as well. So they were the three definites. The ones he hasn't mentioned by name are Milner, who's been out for a long, long time, and Matt Swiefer, who I think Hurtela initially said he didn't think it was a serious thing, but that's a few games now he's been out. They might get Estupiñán back.
Okay.
He said that hopefully he'll get. He was only ill for the last game, and he says hopeful that he'll be available. They've also got a new signing in the shape of Diego Gomez, but again, he's going to be a while. He's just finished his MLS season. He's had a bit of a holiday, and I think it'll take a bit of time for him to be match fit.
Yeah, I noticed that the tweet said Fabio Gomez, and I was thinking, I'm sure he's called Diego, and I thought, oh no, but Fabio Gomez is a completely different player. I think he's in his late 20s somewhere. Yeah. Anyways, Diego Gomez. Yeah, I'm quite excited by that. He's been playing with Messi for the last few months, so yeah, see what he can bring. See if we can improve his game a bit at Brighton. Arsenal, what's the latest there? Kai Havertz missed out with illness during the week. Will he be back?
Yeah, it sounds like it. Arteta was saying this morning that he thinks he'll be fine, and that all the others who were affected by illness, they'll be okay and they'll train today. Timber's out. He has a one-match suspension again because of yellow card accumulation. We're saying that a lot in the last few weeks, although no more because most players are now past the threshold now. Saka's, of course, out for a couple of months. White and Tomiyasu as well. Sterling's making good progress, but it's not going to be ready for this one. Looking at next week for him.
Okay.
But apart from that, I don't think there's anything new.
Okay, let's move swiftly on to Fulham Ipswich. So, yeah, what's the latest from Fulham?
They are, yes, still going to be without Kenny Tete, Harrison, Reed, and Nelson, it sounds like. Reed's back in team sessions, but I'm not sure if this one's going to be too soon. Silva did say that Sander Berger was going to be closer to a return than Nelson, but not in time to face Ipswich. So it sounds like all four are still out.
Okay.
But I think that is it.
Rightio. And as for Ipswich as well, yeah, they've got quite a few long-term injuries, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see who's going to be in goal for them and who else is going to play.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen this press conference. McKenna's is one of the few that you can't actually watch online anywhere, so you're kind of going off what newspapers reported. But apparently he has confirmed that Walton will start in goal, Christian Walton, who deposed Ari Muric in game week 19. Twanzebe, Hurst, and Ogbenny still out. Connor Chaplin's a new addition to the injury list. He's going to miss a couple of weeks because of a knock to his knee.
Okay.
And Massimo Luongo, who's been out for all of December, I think with an illness. We didn't get an update on him, but he has missed a month, so I'm not sure he's going to be back.
Okay, this looks like an enticing clash next. Liverpool, the form side, against Manchester United, who aren't the form side. So, yeah, what's the latest for Liverpool as they prepare to host their arch rivals?
Yeah, they almost had a clean bill of health because Canati and Bradley are back in training as of today. They're going to rejoin team sessions. Might be too soon for them at the weekend.
Yeah.
But they're injury free anyway, and it's just match fitness. But they have now lost Joe Gomez, who is out for a few weeks, according to Slot. It was a hamstring issue. Sustained in that win over West Ham, so he is the one red flag. Not flagged and not even in doubt about his participation this Sunday is Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's of course been subject to a lot of speculation, about a move to Real. But honestly, I said this morning that I can tell you he's playing on Sunday.
Ooh, good.
They also get Szoboszlai back from suspension as well.
Okay, so Quansah will probably play with Van Dijk.
Yeah.
But as we know,
it could be.
Slot hates him. So
Yeah,
could Canate miraculously make a recovery?
I've even seen talk of Liverpool fans raising the subject of Endo playing at centre half instead of
Wow.
Quansah, which
They
would be a
hate
real
Quansah as well.
slap in the face. A slap in the face for
God,
Quansah.
dearie me.
But there you go.
We'd take him at Brighton. He's very good. Marcus Rashford could be missing for Manchester United.
Let me find out. Yes, he's been ruled out. He's well, I'm not sure if he's been ruled out, but he's ill. Oh yes, it does say he's not going to be available this week. Later in the course, yeah, he's not training. He's got an illness, but then Amorim goes on to say he's going to be out. So he wouldn't have. I wouldn't have started anyway, by the sounds of it. They are still without Mount, Shaw, and Lindelof as well, but they do get two players back from suspension. That's Bruno Fernandes and Ugarte as well.
Okay. Meanwhile, last game, Wolves against Nottingham Forest. The final game, another high-profile suspension for Wolves.
Yeah, Matheus Cunha. Eventually, the Football Association deigns to suspend him, but only for 2 matches, and one of those games is in the FA Cup. So he only is going to miss game week 20. Injury-wise, Totti Gomez and Andre are fresh additions to that from last weekend when they played Spurs. Sarabia, Mosquera, Traore, Kalajic, and Gonzalez, I think, are still out as well. There's a small injury to Mario Lamina, so yeah, I've got quite a few bodies out for this one.
Okay.
I think almost at the double figures there. So good news for Forest.
Yeah, I've personally removed Cunha from my team. I got Isak in. I hear he's good from your team.
He's not bad.
Yeah, he's quite good. So I'll try him out. But yeah, if I didn't have Isak already, I might be tempted to bench Cunha because I think he's all right in tough fixtures, and the fixtures are tough. But he's a player I might get back in another point. Meanwhile, Nottingham Forest, what's the latest there?
Yeah, they should have two players back. One of them pulled out of the lineup last weekend after feeling some muscular discomfort in the warm-up at Everton. The other one missed out altogether. So they are Murillo and Hudson-Odoi, respectively. However, Nuno says they've got a strong chance of being back for this one.
Okay.
He thinks they're going to be available, but they'll decide for sure tomorrow. They also get Ryan Yates back from a one-match ban. So that just leaves Danilo and Sangare, who've been out for months.
Okay, rightio. And I'll try and round all that up. So available, Havertz, after being ill, he's back. Edison looks like he's back as well. Whether he starts or not is another matter. Trippier should be available. Botman could start. Reece James could get some minutes. Hudson-Odoi's back, so that might scupper some minutes from Alanga. Murillo is back as well. Questionable, Diego Gomez, for fitness reasons. He won't play for Brighton this time round, but yeah, excited to see him. Stupinan should be back, but should have recovered from his illness, but still questionable. And Lavia as well for fitness reasons, still questionable. Major doubt McNeil's unlikely to make it because of a knee problem. Bradley just come back from training today, so unlikely there. And also Alexander-Arnold is confirmed going to play from the manager. Canate, fitness reasons, but as we know, Slot hates Quansah, so Canate could be forced to play. Who knows? Out. Suspensions. Timber and Cunha are suspended. Welbeck and Ferguson are going to remain out, so that looks like Pedro's going to start up front again. Not his best position. Carvalho's out for Brentford's to go along with some of their long-term injuries. Coleman's got calf problem for Everton's going to rule him out. Hermanson, groin issues, going to keep him out for Leicester. Joe Gomez, hamstring problems. He's going to be out for a few weeks. Cher is suspended for Newcastle. Fabianski's got a head injury, so he can't play for this game, but it'll just be for this game. Bowen's going to be out for a number of weeks, though, however. Foot problems there. Rogers suspended, so bench him, remove him, whichever you want to do, but you won't be able to play him. John Duran, we know Duran, rather, is suspended as well, so he will not play. Torres has got a metatarsal problem. He's going to keep him out for a while. So problems there at Villa. Hughes at Crystal Palace, he's out with an injury. So is Wharton, and Chalobah can't play because he's ineligible against his parent club. Chelsea, Sander Berge is out for an ankle injury. Rashford, illness is going to keep him out. A doggy hamstring problem out for a number of weeks. Bentancur suspended. Muric, I've just put dropped, really, because he's just been dropped. Chaplin got some knee problems there. I think we've got most things covered there.
think so, yeah.
Okay, excellent. Thanks so much for your time there, Neil. Thanks for everyone for tuning in live. Obviously, many of you will be watching this or listening back. So good luck with the game week. Do remember to press that like button and do remember to subscribe. In the meantime, we'll see you again next week. Back to the normal time, I imagine, next week. It won't be next week because it's
Tuesday. Yeah,
it's Tuesday,
yeah.
so it's not the normal time at all. The fixtures have foxed me again. Ahead of Game Week 21 is deadlines on a Tuesday. So
right.
we'll be back on Tuesday afternoon, and full details.
shall.
Look out for social media for when that'll be. I imagine that'll be about 3:00 though, normal time. Okay, thanks a lot for your time. Take care. See you soon.
Thanks for watching. Yeah, bye bye.